Got Cesar here with GGG.
What's up, y'all?
As I said in the interview, we're going to be asking him a few stories which Matthew Sulfarton
It's not me.
Yeah, he's not GGG. Told him to say.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny stories, but it's also true.
All true stories.
Alright, so
obviously I'm a much better looking guy than Matthew Flayton, so it's more desirable for me to tell the stories because I'm more of a celebrity figure, and I've got to look like he's not the best looking guy, to be honest. So
yeah,
that's what me to
Let me just, before we start these stories, I have to tell you...
He is a great guy. He's a great guy. I'm not saying anything else. It's just I've got better looks than him.
Matthew Sulfarton is a great guy, but also, a little fact you might not know is I've actually got my own record label, and, you know, I've got a big following. And I had to sign this guy because the music I heard is unreleased, but I heard it, he sent it to me, genius.
Yeah, Matthew Slane, he's got the concept, but he hasn't got the talent like me, so...
Anyway, tell us about the man on the bus story.
The man on the bus story, well, it's a totally funny story. I wish I was there, but basically, apparently, Matthew and his two friends, Dan Walker, who Matthew Slane is running a script with at the moment, so you need to look out for that. The script is called In London, which has relates to another story, which I may or may not tell in this interview. But anyway, him, Dan Walker, and Nick Williamson, they were on a bus pretending to be like these really intolerant, homophobic American guys. They were talking like, we're straight, white American men. Straight is the best sexuality, white is the best skin color, America's the best country, and male's superior gender. Aw, yeah, they kept high-fiving like this. Like louder. Yeah. And they were like, there was a stop called St. Anne's Road. Sorry, I was talking about infants. There's a stop called St. Anne's Road. They're like, Anne is the name for woman. That means we are on a woman. And they're like, we're gonna call beer vagina juice from now on, because this is what straight men drink, so we're drinking vagina juice, which is like sexual contact with a woman. Yeah, they carried on like that for a while. They were like, well, they were carrying on like that for a while, so I was using the other hand gesture, to show how camp I am. But anyway, they were doing that for a while, like straight white American man. And eventually, Matthew, I think it was Matthew himself, who was just like, and you know, I hate all British people, man, because all British people are fags, because they're all fags, because they're all fat. And this Asian guy in the suit was like, hey, that's enough, yeah? Carl, I will throw you all off this bus. Cunts! One more word. And they went quiet for a bit, and then Dion went we can't talk like this anymore, man. We're saying the fags. They were carrying it for a little while, and then it was the man in the bus that stopped. He got off, and he went what? You think you're clever? Get off this bus! I'll show you what a real man is. And they were like, it's not a stop, dude. It's not a straight stop. And he was like, cunts! And we left. They saw him at the window, and he looked up you can't probably see my face through my beautiful long blonde hair, but he apparently looked so angry, and they were just and apparently that did not make him happy. And that is a story that Matthew finds really, really funny, and so does Dion.
Matthew also told me on the phone when I had an interview with him over the phone. He told me about a crazy guy called Michael. Would you like to fill us on that story?
Well, he doesn't find the story as funny as I do. I personally think it's really, really funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah, well, basically, he had this flatmate called Michael, and from what he tells us anyway, he hadn't done anything to him. And anyway, he was on a date one time, and he was leaving his flat to meet some girl. Well, I'm not going to comment on the girl, but anyway, he left the flat, and he saw that guy, the guy. He's a short, bald guy, muscular, bald guy. And me and Chris find the story really funny. He doesn't think it was that funny, but me and him find it really, really super funny. But anyway, the guy saw him, and he was like, you're right, bitch! And Matthew turned around, and he was like, have I done something? And the guy squared up, so I'm like, what? And Matthew was just like, have I done something? And he was like, you're a piece of shit. You know that! And Matthew was like, no. And he was like, you're a fucking nobody. Because Matthew was in a rush to meet this girl, apparently, or so he says anyway, you never know with him. But he was like, well, I'm sorry, I have to go now. And the guy was like, "Don't I know you piece of shit?" I actually find that story really funny because he was acting like he hated Matthew, like he was his sworn enemy or something.
Crazy.
As far as Matthew says, anyway, he hadn't done anything.
And Matthew also told me about a guy called Brown Man.
Brown Man. Yeah, that story is super funny too.
Would you like to explain what happened?
So I'm just trying to show you my beautiful jeans here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really funny story. Don't be fooled if it's a totally super funny story. But yeah, his cousin Cheryl, I think, is that her name? That's your sister, right? Her name is Cheryl, right? Yeah, well anyway, she called like Matthew and Dion to like come round for like some party. And like Matthew and Dion arrived like pretty late, and they were like buzzing on the buzzer, like praise. And this dealer who apparently Matthew owes money to, like came round and he was like, "Don't buzz again." And Matthew and Dion were just like, "Oh no, if you invite us around," he's like, "Oh, swear down." And he like cycled to the back, and then like he came back round and he was just like, "Oh, if you buzz that again, I'm gonna bust both your jaws. You're just telling lies. I just spoke to her. She said she didn't invite us. She didn't invite you around." And they were like, "No, she didn't invite us around." And he was like, "Just give me the money. Get out of my life." And yeah, that's like totally what happened.
What happened with the 15-year-old?
Well, oh, the 15-year-old. It wasn't anything pedophilia, if that's what I was thinking. No, but yeah, this 15-year-old who was friends with the Brown Man guy who Matthew owes money to, apparently, like Matthew was walking home, like delivering something for Cheryl Beck. And like he cycled around and he was just like, his voice hadn't broken, he was just like, "Where's Brown Man's £90? And he was like, "I'm sorry, I don't have it yet." And he was like, so when are you going to have it?" He was like, "I don't know." And he was just like, "I thought you got paid the other day." And he was like, "No, I was overdrawn, so I haven't got any money." And he was like, "So how come you don't want me to buy things?" And he was like, "No, Cheryl sent me to get that." He was like, "That doesn't make sense." And Matthew was like, "How does it make sense? How does it make sense?" I do a really good imitation, Matthew, don't I?
You do.
He was like, "How does it make sense?" And he just went silent for a bit, and then he was just like, "I'm coming round, man." And then he cycled that. I think that story is super funny too.
What happened with the black guy who apparently owed £20 as well?
I already told this. Oh, that story's not funny, man.
Yeah, that's
That story is not that funny.
hilarious.
Well, you viewers should know I don't think the story is funny, but apparently when Matthew was walking to the shop one time with Dion, the Brown Man guy was there and he was like, where's the £20 you owe me?" And Matthew was just like, "I don't have it." And then some black guy who was with him was like, "Oh, he owes me £20 as well." And Matthew was like, "No, I definitely don't owe him £20. And that's what happened. I don't think that's funny personally, but this guy does.
I think we might still have a bit more time. Tell us about In London.
Yeah, that one is funny. No, that wasn't my laugh. I'm not laughing like that.
What is your laugh?
I should laugh like, because you know,
Yeah,
I'm camper like that. I don't laugh like some weird like straight guy. Even though I am straight, you know.
You are straight.
But anyway, yeah, Matthew and Dion were on the train, and they were doing the American thing, and then Dion said, "Wait, where are we?" And Matthew said, like, as a kind of joke, "In London." And then they went like, like, incredibly loudly. I got, like, silence just then, but yeah, they did it, like, super loud. And they're like, "'Cause it's obvious we're in London! I know you're about a specific place, all of us, somewhere you said the entire thing!" I know, I had to be a bit quiet, but it was, like, way louder than that, man.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how loud was it?
Like, a zillion, billion times louder than that.
This has been journalist and interviewer and rapper and comedian and YouTube pioneer and SoundCloud pioneer Christopher Dawkins, aka C-Star, with Triple G.
Triple G.
Thanks for coming on the show.
No problem, my pleasure.